Every generation believes democracy is safe, until history proves otherwise. Around the world, powerful leaders have shown us how quickly freedom can fade. Fidel Castro's rise in Cuba is one of the clearest examples, and it carries lessons we can't afford to ignore. In this video, we'll explore how Castro gained total control, the warning signs that appear in any democracy, and what we, as citizens, must do to defend our own. History doesn't always repeat itself exactly, but it often rhymes. When we look at Fidel Castro's rise to power in Cuba, we see a pattern. The steps one man used to transform a revolution into total control. Those same warning signs can appear in any democracy, and if we're not careful, they can appear in ours. In 1953, Fidel Castro was a young lawyer who led a failed attack on the Moncada barracks. He was captured, put on trial, and sent to prison. Just 2 years later, he was released, went into exile, and began planning his return. By 1959, after years of guerrilla warfare in the mountains, his forces marched into Havana. Batista, the dictator he fought against, had fled. Castro entered the city a hero. To many Cubans, he was the man who would finally bring freedom, justice, and reform. But almost immediately, Castro began consolidating his power. His first move was to eliminate rivals. Batista's allies, and even some fellow revolutionaries, were put on trial. Many were executed, others exiled, and those who might challenge him were sidelined. He then moved to control the courts, making justice political. Trials became less about fairness and more about removing enemies and rewarding loyalty. Independent newspapers and radio stations were silenced. Criticism of the revolution was no longer safe. At the same time, Castro knew how to win people's loyalty. He introduced sweeping land reforms, gave peasants ownership, created free healthcare, and launched nationwide literacy campaigns. For many ordinary Cubans, these changes felt like progress, and they gave Castro strong popular support. But behind these reforms was a deeper plan. By the early 1960s, all opposition parties were gone. The Communist Party became the only voice allowed. Neighborhood committees were set up to monitor people. Surveillance and fear kept citizens in line. This is the playbook of authoritarianism, and it's not unique to Cuba. These steps can happen anywhere. The warning signs look like this: leaders who attack independent courts and judges, leaders who silence or discredit the press, leaders who treat opponents not as fellow citizens, but as enemies of the state, leaders who concentrate power in their own hands or their party's hands, leaders who use fear and division to tighten their grip. None of this happens overnight. It happens step by step until one day, people realize that freedom has quietly slipped away. But history also gives us hope. Authoritarianism is not inevitable. Citizens can resist before it's too late. We do this by speaking up when freedoms are threatened, by supporting independent media and protecting truth from being drowned out, by defending checks and balances that keep power limited, by voting, encouraging others to vote, and staying engaged in local and national politics. Democracy is not something leaders give us. It's something people must defend every single day. Fidel Castro's Cuba is a warning. Democracies don't collapse in a single dramatic moment. They erode slowly, while people are distracted or divided. But if we pay attention, if we stay awake and involved, then history doesn't have to rhyme this time. Democracy survives only if we defend it. Castro's story isn't just about Cuba. It's a warning for all of us. Democracies don't collapse in a single day. They erode one step at a time, while people look the other way. But the power to protect freedom has always rested in the hands of ordinary citizens. Stay awake, stay engaged, and remember, democracy survives only if we defend it. If you found this video valuable, share it with others, and let's keep the conversation alive. Together, we can make sure history does not repeat itself. If you found this video valuable, share it with others, And don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on history and democracy. Together, we can make sure history does not repeat itself.